So let's do a little noise test, I guess, in the Jeep Gladiator. You know, I know there's a lot of people out there, and frankly, I was surprised to find, but a lot of people out there who are very sensitive to noises. Just what I would consider to be normal noises. You know, you drive a vehicle, you're going to have some wind, you're going to have some engine, you're going to have all sorts of noises within the truck, I think. But a lot of people are really sensitive to that. So here's the sound of the Jeep just driving down a road on a pretty smooth road, I think. It's not too bad. We'll get up to about 55. We have a funeral procession over there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but anyway, here's what it sounds like. And notice, you do get quite a bit of wind noise, right? I mean, we are driving in what, in essence, is just a big square block and not really very aerodynamic. I'm surprised it gets the kind of fuel economy that it gets. Right now, I'm at 14.2, which isn't great, but a lot of slower type driving, I guess, 35 to 45 with some 55 and 60s thrown in. Now, let's do something else. Let's put the driver's side window down, because if you're like me, I like to let some fresh air in, right? So let's see what that sounds like at 55 miles an hour. Okay, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear me on the mic or not, but this is 55, 56 miles an hour with the driver's side window down. Now, let's go ahead, we'll put that up, and we're going to try just the passenger side, and then we'll do the two rears, and then we'll do everything. See what it really sounds like in the Jeep with all the windows down. Okay, with the driver's or passenger side window down. I don't get all the wind blowing on me, of course, but we still get the benefit of all the noise. Now let's do all of the windows. Okay, there's all of the windows down. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but that's what it sounds like at 60 miles an hour with all of the windows down. Let's just try the back two windows. Okay, there's the back two windows, and I don't know if you can hear that helicopter effect. That would drive me absolutely crazy. It's like a low-pitched bass, minor booming with intervals, I guess. No way would I ride like that. That would drive me crazy. Let's get rid of that. Okay, obviously much better now with all of the windows up. I do drive around with the driver's side down, so I get that, I guess, wind and blowing. And of course, if you took the top off, or even just the middle part here, the part right above the driver and passenger, you're going to get some wind noise as well. The plan for me, by the way, speaking of this top part, is to put the Sunrider soft top on. It's just the part that covers above the driver and passenger, where you can just flip it back. It's a pretty slick mod. It's not the cheapest thing out there. Last I looked, pricing was somewhere between $650 and $800, something like that, probably closer to $800. I think it depends on whether or not they're running any kind of sales or anything. We shall see, but that's what I'm going to do soon. I'm not sure when, but it's coming up. So let's talk about one more thing, and that's why. Why a Jeep? Particularly, why a Jeep Gladiator, or really any Jeep at all? You know, I keep going back to Jeeps. I've had Jeeps over the years off and on a few times. I think overall, this is probably might be my 8th Jeep, something like that, in my lifetime. And that would be a mix of both the two-door Wrangler and the Gladiator. I've never had a four-door hardtop Jeep. Just not a big fan. I don't know. I think they look pretty cool if done right, but just something I've never wanted. But why in the world do we keep going back to Jeeps? You know, they don't have the greatest reliability reputation. You know that going in. You know you could have problems down the road. Of course, you've got the 3-year warranty on the Jeep, so that's at least 3 years that you can be confident rather that you're not going to have any troubles. Of course, you don't want to spend all your time sitting at a service area at the dealer, or sitting in the service area at the dealer, but nonetheless you're covered. So what is it? It's the mystique, number one, I think, of owning a Jeep. It's just the feeling you get having one, driving one around, being able to take pieces and parts off. I think that's probably the biggest thing, and most people, I think, when they get a Jeep are probably really looking forward to removing the top and all that good stuff. I would be curious, particularly anybody who cares to leave a response. Do you find that you actually, now that you've maybe had a Jeep for a while, do you remove the top at all? If you have a hard top, particularly. The soft top is easier, although there's a lot of steps, at least with a two-door Wrangler anyway. But do you remove the top a lot, or do you find that you thought you were going to and you discovered it's just such a pain in the arse that you really don't do that as much as you might have thought? I don't know. The other thing, of course, about the Jeep is the modability of it. You can make a Jeep what you want it to be. There's all kinds of things that you can do, and most of the things are bolt-on type stuff. You don't have to be a degreed mechanic or anything to be able to do mods on a Jeep. I think the two best vehicles out there are the Jeep and the Tacoma, because there are just so many mods, so much aftermarket support out there for those vehicles. It makes it fun to own. You know, there's nothing like taking a vehicle, at least for me, and customizing it and making it the way that you want it. Not to mention just doing the mods and things themselves. It's fun. It's a fun thing to do. And again, so much aftermarket support out there that you're never going to want for things to do to the Jeep, whether it's a two-door Wrangler, a four-door, or the Jeep Gladiator. Lastly, I guess there is one more thing. Of course, the off-road presence of the Jeep, whether it's a Gladiator or any other trim level. They are pretty stout. You can take them off-road. Makes them a lot of fun to get out and play with if you happen to have an area where you're able to do that. Something that I would like to do, really for me, the only area that I have that I can go is the beach. I can go to the beach and run on the sand, I guess. That would be fun. I would prefer more of a woodsy, off-road kind of experience. To me, that's more fun. I've done that in the past, years and years ago. But that's just more fun for me. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think, first of all, of the sounds of the Gladiator. Would it drive you nuts? Is it too loud for you? And secondly, why do you keep buying them? If you're on Jeep number 2, 3, 4, 10, 12, why do you keep picking up Jeeps, whether it's a Gladiator or not? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.